You were like the beginning kind of a really a beautiful book, which looks like this now. My name is Tania Moloney. I am the founder of Nurturing Nature Australia, and I am passionate about connecting kids and their adults with and in the natural world. And I think I've always had a little book inside me. I do nature play and outdoor learning, and I work a lot with teachers and communities, and it just feels like I guess my book, which is called Nature Ninja Saves the Natural World, is a really natural extension of the work that I already do. And it's fun, and because I work so often with young children, like the climate change narrative, or the narrative around the state of the environment, it's so loud and so pervasive, and children get worried about that. Young children get really, really concerned because they hear all these messages on the TV or in the news, or adults talking about it. And so I wrote the book to help children know that the biggest and best difference that they can make for the planet is to care for the nature that's right outside their door, whether that's they're in their backyard or on their balcony if they don't have a backyard, in their communities, in their neighbourhoods. And I wanted them to know that they could make a difference. And when we all do that, then our collaborative effort or our collaborative actions really make a big difference for the planet. So, well, I'd never written a children's book before, so that was, it's a big wide world of, you don't know what you don't know. I love to write. I've always loved to write, but I'm not known for my brevity. And so having a set kind of word limit and or word guidance kind of was, for me, something that I just wasn't used to, kind of confining myself to that. And so that was part of it, is to learn, really how to kind of write a story that has impact and has meaning and makes sense in the shortest amount of words that are possible. And so, working with through the course, and it was just, that was kind of a great part of it, to work out how to tell that story in a way that really made sense. Having the not one-on-one, having the group kind of feedback sessions, that live feedback sessions, or, if it was the middle of the night here in Australia, I could send my questions to Brooke and really have them answered and then listen back. So I would take Brooke on my morning walks with me. So often, even when I was joining in live, I'd be on my morning walk with my headphones in, and I'd be, trying to talk over the wind. But I would take the course with me on my morning walks. And so they weren't very efficient walks, because every 5 steps I'd stop and have an idea, or a light bulb would go off from what I was hearing, and I'd have to make a note on my phone or make a voice message or whatever. And I think when that kind of helped, I guess, having it on demand and being able to kind of take it with me wherever I went, was really great. And being out surrounded by nature on my morning walks was really great, because it was the perfect place to write this little story in my head and then put it onto paper. Yeah, the course absolutely did help me, first of all, get started, because I guess, getting started, you have all these ideas, and getting started is sort of looking at a blank page can be really daunting. So just having that kind of catalyst, I guess, or that inspiration to kind of go, okay, let's start this and then let's build on it over time. And the advice to sort of go through and write your rough draft and just get it all out and get your ideas out was really helpful. And so having that, and also having that opportunity for feedback too, was really great, because then the story evolved over time. So it didn't end up so different to the first version, but it ended up a lot better, because I had the course and Brooke, your input all the time, which was great. And then once I'd kind of gone through that, I kept going back to the course to kind of refine and just think if I'd I don't know, missed anything. I didn't know what onomatopoeia was, or alliteration or repetition, or these sort of, I guess, tips and tricks that that you were teaching us, and looking at other books, examples of other stories, and what they did really well, really helped me kind of refine my story, which was great. So I you were like the beginning kind of a really a beautiful book which looks like this now. So it's a thrill to have a book in your hand that you've worked so hard on, and it's a lot of fun. Like, it's a lot of kind of hard work and a bit of stress sometimes, and trying to nut it all out. But once I guess holding it in your hand in real life, and you can feel it, and it feels like the characters come alive. And when the best part, I think, really is when children come up to you and say, "You're the author." I have a T-shirt that I just had made that says author across it for when I go to school visits and stuff, and they're like, "Are you the author?" And it's kind of it's a thrill to go, "Yeah, actually I am." And so I think also just to see, like, I work a lot with schools, and with I was at a market the other day, and someone said, "Oh, we have your book in our vacation rental, and the guests that come to stay here just love it." Or there's a book that's at an early childhood centre or in a primary school that they're basing their whole semester around, in terms of their environmental learning, and even their literacy. So it's such a thrill to kind of have that feedback come back to you. And and the characters are great. Like, there's Nature Ninja, who's a kid ninja, and Boo Book, who's sort of the wise kind of mentor owl, sort of the wise mentor figure. Doesn't tell Nature Ninja what to do, but kind of gives these sort of guiding words. And then Stick here. Stick doesn't speak, but a very helpful and loyal friend to Nature Ninja and Boo Book. And I actually think Stick probably deserves a spin-off series, because Stick is essentially the most loved character. I mean, the other characters kids love as well, but everybody wants to be Stick. So I think it's really cool. Yeah. I think one of the thrills, and a bit of stress sometimes, is around getting professional reviews, putting it out there to not just friends and family who love you anyway and will probably say nice things to you, but putting it out to a professional reviewer too. Can be, sometimes it costs a bit of money, and sometimes they're not always nice. From what I've heard, I've been really lucky enough to have some wonderful reviews from really credible and highly regarded review organizations from across the world, which is just a thrill as well. So the book has Nature Ninja Saves the Natural World has been chosen as one of the top 100 indie books of 2023 by Kirkus Reviews, which is very exciting. I nearly fell off my chair when I got the email. So that's a real thrill, because Kirkus reviews thousands and thousands of indie books each year, and to have it, mine being in the top 100 is really exciting, and just I'm very grateful for that. So if someone's interested in Kidlit Writing 101, I would absolutely recommend it. I think really it would help me, and it will help others to not only just to get started, but to guide you kind of along that process of just a sort of story flow, and choosing your words, and understanding what makes a good story, and what doesn't as well. And I think even Nature Ninja will be a series, and so I'm going to go back to that. So even though I've kind of gone through this, and I think I've got a pretty good book. You always look at your book and think, oh, I could have done this differently or whatever, but I think to go back and use the course is going to be so valuable for me. So Brooke, you'll be in my ears on my morning walks again, which is great. So so I would highly recommend it. And all the other courses and things you do as well. I've got some of your marketing stuff that I really have to dig into as well.